How does William perceive the global electric vehicle market, considering that Apple and Mercedes-Benz has also ceased the R&D of electric vehicles?
Cars have their own distinct characteristics. Firstly, they are greatly constrained by numerous regulations. There are plenty of restrictions based on safety and several other factors. These regulatory constraints are manifold and don't cater to personal preferences. What does that signify? Apple, aiming to produce earth-shattering, transformative innovations, might find it impossible. Pre-existing constraints have already been established. To attain 5-star channel standards, your car might have to be designed in a certain way. If you want to create a product that can be sold in China and the United States, you may have to fit your regulatory communications budget within 80%, thus restricting your potential for groundbreaking innovation. People are anticipating that Apple will come up with something as groundbreaking as the iPhone, which revolutionized the mobile phone industry. In actuality, Apple is incapable of doing that. What's the second point? Cars are products that heavily rely on offline services. Cars are always on the move, unlike our mobile phones that we carry in our pockets, safeguarding them carefully. Cars are used on the road and in harsh environments. Such a product indeed relies heavily on services. For instance, if in the future we don't build charging stations, chemical power centers, or service centers, then people could still possibly buy our cars. After buying it, if I don't service it in time, if the spare parts aren't on hand and the service is inadequate, my reputation will easily take a hit. Therefore, if you want to manufacture a car in this industry, you also have to be committed to building a truly competitive service network. Constructing this service network is quite a demanding task. The third aspect follows the basic rules of the automobile industry. That is, you get what you pay for.
As for why NIO cars are expensive, everyone knows that we use quality materials.
If you decide to produce a car worth 10,000, 20,000, or 30,000 yuan, the functionality and the cost logic will inevitably vary. Your quality standard is different. Your bone, the level that is absent in this theory, is different. There's no magic here, no magic. So you, Apple, are actually quite ruthless about the core of the supply chain. It's not like a mobile phone. How many parts does a mobile phone have?
Like our NIO phone, there are over 2,000 indivisible parts.
Over 2,000.
Let me tell everyone about our central computing platform, our Atom computing platform. How indivisible parts are there?
Close to 7,000. Just this alone requires 5,000 more parts than a mobile phone. Chips, all sorts of devices, 5,000 more. Then, if you can make such a core for a mobile phone, you may still be able to control the supply chain. But think, if you calculate by this standard, it could be 100,000. Doing such a core on your mobile phone may be 50 times the volume. You may not have such an opportunity. So from either the product or the supply chain perspective, Apple can't do this. The American team also has many people from Apple, and many go to Apple. Apple has a few who are in charge of the car. I'm quite familiar with some of them. So I believe they can't actually do it. Actually, it's not that he can't do it. It's that he can't fulfill his own expectations as well as everyone else's expectations. That's the reality of the product. The development of electric vehicles wasn't halted at all.
He merely mentioned that they had a radical plan to cease production of oil vehicles by a certain year for Mercedes.
Now he's just saying that he has slightly retracted his statement, finding that oil vehicles are still selling well and they are quite profitable. The world is large and the buying habits vary greatly in each region. Each place's infrastructure also differs significantly.
There are places where buying oil vehicles is reasonable, and companies like Mercedes are making a lot of money selling them. For car companies worldwide, the easiest way to profit right now is to invest less in electric vehicles and sell more oil-powered cars. So, during this transition phase, there will have to be some EREVs, some plug-in hybrids, and similar measures.
But in the long term, there will only be one form, which is smart electric vehicles.
Within smart electric vehicles, we think that NIO's solution of upgradable, chargeable, swappable will be more beneficial to users and in line with societal benefits and customer benefits.
Also, guys, we got huge partnership news today. Today, Joan Energy and NIO Energy jointly signed the this cooperation agreement to jointly promote the construction of the storage, charging, and swap system and battery asset management system. This signing is a further promotion of the cooperation between the two sides after the inaugural establishment of Zhong'an Energy. In the future, Zhong'an Energy and NIO Energy will be based in Anhui. They will promote the construction of 1,000 public integrated storage, charging, and swap stations in an orderly manner, build an open and shared storage, charging, and swap energy network, and cooperate to establish an efficient battery asset management and operation system based on the innovation mode of power swap. The two sides will also cooperate in battery asset management and operation mode, support the promotion of battery rental service, BAS, create a full life cycle management system for power batteries, establish and promote unified battery and power exchange standards, carry out cooperation related to new power systems, and jointly promote storage, the construction and development of the charging system and battery asset management system. So guys, you heard that right. Zhong'an, the company that's co-founded by NIO and Hefei government, is building 1,000 public swap stations in the Anhui province alone. So you're going to have 1,000 public swap stations that NIO can use, that the sub-brand can use, that the partnership brands can all use. And this is going to be on top of what NIO has. And this is going to be integrated charge and swap. So this is, the first step to having public swap stations built by people that are not NIO, by partners. So this is the government putting out, well, this is essentially almost like the government building out 1,000 of these swap stations. It's supported by the government. So we are seeing NIO's battery swap on the cusp of standardization. All right, it's pretty much going to be standardized. And essentially they're using NIO's patents. NIO's going to be a big part of that. So you can expect NIO to get some level of support and some level of money from these 1,000 swap stations. And this is just the beginning, guys. This is just beginning. And they are committed that they will definitely 100% build these 1,000 charge swap combination stations public in the province of Anhui. So as time progresses, more and more governments, provincial governments, will be building out more and more of these public swap stations, and that just adds to NIO's money. They get money from these swap stations, and also it just makes owning a NIO group vehicle, so NIO or NIO sub-brand or NIO sub-brand vehicle, much more reasonable. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, peace out.